How are you, buddy? You see the red spot on his arm? Or leg, or whatever you call it when it's a dog? So you got bit by a dog. You want to come here? You want to come here for a treat? Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here, Rocky. Come here. Come here. Sit. Sit, buddy. Sit. Okay, give me your foot. Let me see it. Nope, this one. This one. This one. So you got bit. You've been playing with that all day because you got bit right near the joint. So, you know, it's a little bit... He's not feeling great about that. So, that sucks. And then, he's got this. It doesn't look like much, the bump right there, but it has to be removed. So, it sucks because that's going to cost like $2,000 to get it biopsied. Because, you know, that sucks. It might be, more than likely, it's just a benign thing that happens, but I'm not taking any risks, man. So yeah, actually I had to start a GoFundMe because I can't afford to pay for all this shit. Somebody sent me a goat? Holy shit. That was 1,000 joules, Nero. Thank you. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate your patronage, brother. Every dollar I get has to go towards Rocky's treatments. I don't give a shit about mine. My leg is bleeding, swollen, infected. But, yeah, well, I did some more research and found out what Rocky was going through wasn't a dog bite, but it was actually a problem. Needless to say, I wasn't happy. Here, bud. Yes, the wall looks very minimal tonight. That's because most of the guns are put away. I didn't bother pulling them out. So we'll zoom in on the corner. And we'll just leave it like that so it looks a little more full. Tilt down a little bit. There we go. Yep, not as many guns on display tonight. Sorry, guys. Grayson! Brother, you've done so much already, dude. I appreciate that. Villager, how you doing, brother? It's more for Rocky than for me. I don't really care about me. But yeah, so I called around to some vet clinics in my area. They want, you know, $150 just to examine him. It's like a car dealership, man. It's $150 to even get him in to see a doctor. And then to anesthetize him, cut off whatever's on his lip, and biopsy it, it's going to be like $2,000. So I pulled a lot of fucking guns down and basically dumped them to a few friends of mine so I could pay for his treatment. Sucks, man. I did start a GoFundMe for him. Him and me, because honestly, my leg is infected and I've got a hole about that big in my fucking foot now, so I'm probably going to be down for about 6 months if I want it to heal. So I don't like being the one to ever ask for help, but if it was just me, I would fucking walk through it and work through it, but because it's Rocky, I gotta fucking take care of him. You know, I can't let my fucking service dog be sick. And again, it's probably just a deposit that can form from what I'm reading, but I need to get it checked out to make sure. He's only 19 months, but he's susceptible to cancers. So, yeah, so the wound in the bottom of my foot was because I went over to my buddy's place on Sunday for a Thanksgiving thing, and they asked to see my stump, so I took my shoe off, and apparently I stepped on a rock, and the rock went into the bottom of my foot, and I walked on it for 2 days. My leg hurt like hell, but I figured it was just swelling because I've been doing a lot of work, rearranging my shop, things like that, and yeah, needless to say, that wasn't it. Yeah, Yeah, screw taking a risk. Yeah, well, the problem is I can't really say screw it. Right now I'm stuck working through it. Like I said, I dumped off. Basically, I sold about $15,000 worth of guns for about $4,000. So that sucks. I hope it feels better soon. Unfortunately, Cody, with me, that's not going to be possible. The last time I had a wound of this size that was infected the way this one is, it took almost a year to heal. Prayers. Thank you, man. Hey, only help if you can. Like I said, I've never in the history of this channel asked you guys to give me money to help me get by. But that's why I'm also doing the t-shirts and the hoodies. So if you guys want to at least buy something to help the channel out, I'll have hoodies available. Yeah. No, the dog did not bite me, Sammy. That's not how economics works, Conchi. If you spend your life selling your assets and then you have nothing left to show for it at the end of it but debt, that's fucking stupid. So if you want to be a stupid fucking moron with your money, you're like the guy that took the fucking COVID money and blew it on shit you didn't need instead of actually using it for your family. Yeah, Cody, I'm allergic to antibiotics. I can't take them. Lights on an EDC or no? If you're going to put a light on your EDC, you have to shoot your EDC with the light on it. A lot of people will take a gun to the range, shoot it, and then take it home and put the light on it. Don't do that. Get comfortable drawing and holstering it with a light on it. If you do that, then absolutely. Why wouldn't you? But if you don't, then no. My mentally unstable what, Lasso? You purchase guns with your Second Amendment. Yeah, I know a lot of people that did that. You know how many of their guns I bought for 50 cents on the dollar 6 weeks later when they didn't have any fucking money? Yeah, Unchi, go for it. You realize that if you try to red flag me, you can be charged with a felony for a false police report? So yeah, go ahead. Every one of you, go for it. Then I won't need to ask for help because I'll own your fucking homes. Checking in on you, brother. Hope you're feeling all right today and you've been making progress since we last touched base. Yes, sir. I go to my appointments every week. Saw a Nighthawk counselor at the shop today. God damn, it was butter. Didn't realize it didn't come with the dust over rail. What? Dust cover rail? Oh, not all of them do. Most Nighthawks are pretty plain. PayPal? I don't use PayPal. PayPal and I don't have a good rhetoric. Did you, Tide? That's amazing. Thank you, sir. Lots of negative Nancy's. Don't let them dummies rustle your jimmies. I usually don't. M&P Sport AR, yes. You can pay Cash App through PayPal. Felt smoother than a Wilson, probably due to the recoil system. The other reason a Nighthawk Custom feels better than a Wilson Combat is because Wilson Combat starts with stock parts. Every Nighthawk Custom is kind of like the old Mercedes AMG engines. It's one builder, one gun. So one person hand fits, hand tunes, and hand assembles the gun. It's not rumors, Diva. It's already been done. I have a question. What is the best pistol? I think it's the 1911. That becomes a personal thing, but yeah, Reaper, my personal opinion is I also believe the 1911 is one of the best one. I'm doing a video that'll go up on Friday comparing a 1911 to a Beretta to a 320 to show that we actually went backwards since the beginning of semi-automatic pistols in the Army. That's why I hang here. I learn a lot. No problem. Yeah, the best part is, Diva, it was actually a gunsmith that did it just to prove that it could be done. What's your opinion on CZ? I like CZ. CZs in general are very nice. I'm not as big a fan as the polymer frame guns, just because I don't like polymer frame guns in general, but their P10 is a much better option than a Glock. Just got myself an M&P Sporter 2 for a steal of a deal from a friend who will sell it back to if he ever can afford it and wants it back. I'm not a dick who's needing some dough. I can understand that, Fugitive. That is a very noble thing to do. I've done that for my friends a few times, and they've done it for me. Dude, your video's not got me looking for a CZ instead of a 2011. Whatever you do, don't look at a CZ Shadow 2 or Tactical Sport Orange. Love Rocky just gave to the GoFundMe. AG, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Like I said, the main thing is it's mostly to take care of him. Like, I could have asked. So there's the guy that's, there's people all the time, and that's what GoFundMe's for, but some of them are a little bit weird. Super high asks. Yo, what's the MSRP on the Bear Steel 2011? Which one are you talking about, brother? You talking about the Fusion firearm up there behind me? That one goes for right around $1,000. I think it's like $1,049. Just picked up a 75 compact all metal, taking it to the range day this weekend. Oh, that'll be a good shooter. What's wrong with the Shadow 2? Nothing's wrong with the Shadow 2. I just said a Tactical Sport Orange is better. No, my boy has been looking at 2011s for a while, so I've been doing some videos on CZs lately, so I've kind of got them looking both ways. Yeah, that is a Fusion Firearms XP Pro that takes the Glock mags, Grayson. Pawn shops are trying to flick anybody in the nuts, metaphorically speaking, by giving short windows and higher inches. As long as you're my partner, there's no time limit on kindness. I get that, man. I got a couple of guns that were a buddy of mine just because, at the time I could afford to help him out, and I did. But that means those guns don't go anywhere. Do you like Chile 2011 grips? Going for a light build and seems like it's the lightest aluminum grip. I've never actually played with the Chile grip. I kind of want to. Sorry, I pulled a lot of the guns down, so I don't even know what the frick is up there. I have the CX4 Storm. I want the PX4 to match now. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I like the CX4. I've shot the 9, or excuse me, I shot the 45. I haven't shot the 9mm yet. Sorry to report I haven't been able to make them into making. Sorry, man, I'm trying here. But yeah. Jesus, thank you, Bob. What's the rifle up top? That is a custom AR-15 that I kind of put together over the last few years. He was only asking $130. Jesus, that was actually pretty good, man. Gold zinc plate finish on bowl, super. For $130, I'd buy them just because it's worth owning them. Brandon, how are you? I know the other night wasn't great. I'm kind of just getting by, dude. So Bob is still comboing. Holy cow. Are you part Asian? Yes, I'm part Korean. Jericho 941 is best pistol. Jericho 941 steel frames were one of the best CZ clones. Jesus. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it, bro. No, you cannot send money directly to Cash App because there's no direct integration between the two. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Like I said, Smegula, I appreciate you even trying, dude. I hate the different things. Um, no, man. If it's giving you a hard time, don't even worry about it, brother. You've always been here emotionally for me, so I got those for free. I'm not sure how gifts are given or points are given to you. I think when you do a purchase at some point, you get them automatically. My time is close. I'm going to have an estate sale to watch the smiles. Ah, I understand what you said. That's why I have an early import with IMI grips rather than the IWI grips. So back in the day, I think Classic Firearms was the one that did it. They brought in a buttload of stainless 941s with frickin' the Star of David's on them, and they were like $350, and I didn't buy one. I kicked myself for that. What's my favorite gun that I have used? Probably my custom built 2011s. They're my favorite guns right now. Um, yeah. Uh, if money comes through Cash App, I get it instantly. If it comes through YouTube, it takes 6 weeks. If it goes through GoFundMe, I don't know when they release funds. I think it's after it reaches whatever the goals are. Um, I palmed them when I was over there earlier, and as a 6'3", 300-pound fella, those little guns are the size of a deck of cards. Feels like a legit kid's water pistol. It's why I don't tend to keep those little guys when I buy them. I had Big Dick McDick, which was the Jennings JA-22, and I also had the Phoenix Arms 25, and I never shoot the Colt Jr. in 25 that I got. They're just too small. I never feel safe. I always feel like I'm going to forget, put my hand up, my support hand up, and my thumb or finger is going to go up my finger. This is my thumb. This is my ring finger. If I was a lesbian. You know why they wear them there? Because if they're on these fingers, they get lost. Also, if you ever see a girl with these fingers, the nails are completely trimmed down, there's a reason. BCCs make me happy. Love the CX4. Like I said, sometimes it isn't grip fed. It would be cool too. I have the Homesteader, but that thing is ugly. Yeah, the Homesteader's butt ugly, but it shoots okay sometimes. Jericho fished my hand so well. Wish I had a good holster, make it a daily carry. The John Wick pistol check, press check feels natural with it. There's also a 22 long rifle revolver. German makes some hard to find model. Is it the Berna or Berno? It's not the FK Berno because that's Italian, but it's Burgo. Is it Burgo? Freaking weird comment. Whose comment? My comment? I play with my health, but never my kitties. They so much as sneeze weird. I go, well, I'm not eating tomorrow. Oh, the rum. Yeah, I've had the rum. Roms are cool too. Yeah, I've had a few rums over the years. So I gave my buddy for his daughter. I gave him a Burgo 22 with the swing out cylinder. Really good shooter. We're supposed to be getting hammered with snow. They're talking about 20 plus inches and something about it could be a life threatening. Not look forward to the snow. It was 70 degrees here in Virginia today. It was pretty crazy. What do I think about the Berna Magfell pepper ball guns? They're $400. They're a little expensive, but they shoot a wide variety of them. You can also get the Umarex T4E training for engagement pistols. Also does the same basic function and can shoot up to a 68 caliber rubber ball. And those are like $200, and they do the exact same thing. Browning baby. They're available and out there. Have you ever heard a second generation? Had one a long time ago. I haven't been able to find one since. They are still out there. They're just not as often on the market. You can go to Gunbroker, probably like Arms List, place like that, and find those. Second gens don't come up on the market very much because they weren't very popular when the 17s and the 19s first hit U.S. soil. They were kind of looked at like early 80s Hondas. They were just trash. Somehow, just like Honda and Kia and all them other companies, they convinced the market that they're better than they actually are. So all of a sudden they became good. But in all actuality, if you own a 3, 4, or 5, you own a 2, so there's no fucking reason. And if you own a 5, you basically own a 2 because a 2 doesn't have finger grooves. So just get a 5, man. Better trigger and a more accurate barrel too. New to owning gun, legit. I have a P320 full size. How can I make the slide smoother? I've seen people rack like nothing. Mine is a pain in the ass, not hard, but still. It's your recoil spring. There are many different springs and combos available for the 320. Like my X5 Legion, which is the spring I would probably recommend you look at. The X5 Legion has a non-captive guide rod, so you can try different springs with it. That's what I would look for and buy. Buy an X5 Legion or an AXG Legion or a Spectre Comp recoil spring and guide rod setup, because then you can adjust it to your heart's content. You can go as low as I think 8 pounds and as heavy as like 14 pounds. I think they're like 12 pounds from the factory or 11 pounds, so they're a little heavy. Neat little planker, cracked off a half box of 500 Winchester Super X, just goofing on the way to try and see those northern lights. Oh, have fun in Kansas, brother. How's the leg? Haven't seen you in a bit. Pretty bad. Not good. Very bad. Had to cancel a CT scan and reschedule it to next week because I couldn't walk this morning. I'll copy down the GoFundMe. I don't get paid till tomorrow night. We got you, man. You're a huge inspiration for me starting my own business. I'm 100% going to return the favor. Brandon, I appreciate that, but please, nobody hurt themselves to help us. It was just highly recommended that I do that just because, like I said, I got rid of a shit ton of my guns for almost no money. I took like 30 cents on the dollar just to get him enough money to take care of him. So, any good ambi recommendations? More so on the concealed carry sign for a person a little more round in the waist. You're going to want something with smooth controls, something like a 365, has pretty tight controls. A 43 or 40, actually those are not ambi. I was going to say a 48, but they're not ambidextrous. But the Canik MC9 and the SIG 365 macros, both are ambi. 2011s have the DPM style dual spring like the SFX9. Can I convert it to a single recoil spring? Absolutely. There are many different options for recoil springs. You can even run a, depending on the version of the 2011 you get, if you get one that has a bushing front end, then the fucking world's your oyster. But yes, there are many companies that sell single recoil spring guide rods and stuff. In fact, that Match X does not have a captive guide rod for the 2011. How am I doing? We're moving on. We're okay. We're kind of just living. What's your favorite Beretta? The Beretta Ghost. I traded a buddy for it. It needs different grips. He put wood grips on it. I'm going to get blue grips for it. I'm a big fan of blue grips, BZ grips. But yeah, I traded a couple of things I never shoot for it. Jim, the fact that you're going out of your way to tell folks to hold off on their giving, if it's not going to be good for them, just validates even the fact that you do deserve to have the help, brother. It's really hard for me to ask for help. And here's the thing. If I didn't have Rocky, I wouldn't ask for help. But I can't put off getting him help, which is the only reason I'm asking for help. And I'm not even asking for help. I just put it up there. If somebody wants to donate, great. But it makes me feel like a piece of shit because, yes, I can sell more guns, and I intend to sell more of my guns. I've taken a huge loss on 20 of my guns to put funds together because I got to pay my shop rent, I got to pay for him, I got to pay for my insurance, I got to pay for everything for like the next 3 to 6 months because my leg is fucked. And I got to take that time to try to heal it. If I don't heal it now, if I don't get, here, you see that? That little hole that looks like it's nothing, that is going to get worse the more I walk on it. Eventually it's going to lead to damage, which is going to lead to amputation. You see how it's very light colored? That's because the blood flow is damaged because of the fucking nerve damage I'm going through. So, country guy, holy shit, thank you, dude. Thank you so much. Rocky has a thing on his lip. I thought it was from being bit by another dog, but it could potentially be cancerous, and I can't take a chance with them, so I scheduled to get him looked at. So, but they have to anesthetize him to take it off his face, and then I have to pay to have it biopsied. So. I don't know what happened. 1 second you mentioned the red flag stuff. The next thing, your foot thing, you're talking about a whole glitch. Nice ink. Thank you. Holy shit, Smegula. Dude, thank you. Holy fuck. Thank you so much. It means the world to me that people do that shit for me. And I will get that next month, so it's actually not that bad because we're closing in on the end of the month. So, I really appreciate it, man. Like I said, it means more than I can actually put into words because I'm trying to just kind of fucking stay calm. You can ask Stone. Hey, Stone. Like, I literally told everybody that I normally talk to just leave me alone yesterday because I was in such a bad spot in terms of my mental stability. Yeah. Holy shit, McManus finally got a goddamn membership. Gorlab, thank you. Country Guy, thank you so much. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. I showed up just in time. You did, McManus. How you been, dude? Stone, I don't know if you're going to get your stuff until Monday. Also, I didn't send out the ammo yet because I'm fucking broke. Yeah, Smegula is the fucking goat, man. It's fucking amazing. Thank you, dude. Yeah, Brandon, just shoot me an email, dude. The Jimmini Show at gmail.com. Chris, thank you, dude. Like I said, if anybody is, and don't do it if it's going to put you in any kind of position. I really appreciate it. So I normally, if it wasn't for Rocky, I would not be asking. You figure because of the holiday? No, it's not because of the holidays. No, you're amazing, guys. So I took a bunch of guns to one of my buddy's shop, and I sold a bunch of them. But yeah, to get the growth cut off of his lip and biopsied is going to be like $2,000. So, but I started a GoFundMe for like $400. I sold a shit ton of my guns for like nothing to just try to raise some money. So I sold guns for less than I paid for them just to try to raise the money for it. So he's got an appointment next week. I've got an appointment with my doctor for CT scans. I got to get a cast put on my leg every week again. So you won the money on a scratcher? Again, thank you, dude. I can't say enough. Well, don't worry, Cy. We're going to take care of you right now, buddy. Sorry, I don't know what to talk about, and it throws me off, and I apologize. I'm sorry. Thank you. Gorlab, $4.99. Thank you, brother. As well from old age, you got this. Yeah, and that's the other reason why I'm doing this so fast is because he's only 19 months old. And so he's young, and if it winds up being cancer, at least they can treat it. You know, if it's nothing great, but it's still $2,000, I got to pay. You gave me the only no BS take on the SDI. Now I'm going to get my associates in firearms tech and start my own business. So I'm big on loyalty, and you've always shot me straight. Brandon, thank you, dude. Been looking to get a Sharps Brothers Echelon frame for like $250. Still have that one. I do have the frame up there. We can talk. Yeah, Stone, he's got a growth. Talk about the platypus. The platypus is a pretty cool gun that I avoided getting forever, and I wish I hadn't. I kept putting it off because it kept saying it was a 20-week wait, but now I'm not in a position where I can do shit. You're right about my Hemi. It is done for. Thank you for telling me before something worse happened. Sorry, Chris. That sucks, man. The Hemi tick, when it comes on, it's subtle, and then it just instantly grenades your engine. Thank you for talking about it. Props. No, it's cool. One of the things I wanted to do with the Platypus is you can pay $100 and get a custom serial number. I wanted one for the Jimmini Show. It was going to be like a centerpiece for the channel, but I bought a fucking DWX with a bad finish. And so I'm selling that to a guy for like $1,200 just to get rid of it. Yeah, and McMahon Stone. Cash App comes to Rocky quicker. Comes to us quicker, comes to us immediately. YouTube, it's absolutely fine. That'll come next month on the 21st. I can get by. Shoot me a message if you're interested. I will shoot you an email, brother. I just don't know if I'm ready because that was a review sample. But I can see about getting you a hell of a deal on one. I will talk to my guy. I love your display. Thank you, Jose. I hope they ironed out the quality issues. So my buddy's gun store had like discount because they signed up as a distributor, and they got a couple of discounts, and they were able to get a guy one for like $1,500 or something. And that guy has never had a problem. I had a really cool dude when I worked at Middletown order one in, and he'd done the red and black build, and it looked really good. So, hello, Princess. Watch out talking about selling on YouTube. You know they're stupid. Yeah, but based on the last email I sent them, if they try to do any kind of reprisals since I'm in FFL, they're fucked. They're cooked. On a small positive note, I finally get to pick up my unused US-made 1942 Lee Enfield number 4 Mark II tomorrow. Trading my Gen 19 Glock 5. Got the 19 for almost free. That's the way to do it, man. That's the only reason why I did the trade for the Berettas, because I had a couple of guns that I wasn't using. And my buddy really liked a couple of my guns, so I took 3 of his for 2 of mine, and then I sold 2 of them. So it's like, I got that one for free. Oh, I got to put some cash on Cash App, but I'll send you. And hey, am I the guy who's getting the DWX? Unfortunately, no. I put like 25 guns in a box and took them over to a buddy's shop. So he's finishing going through them, and then he's gonna write me a check. But yeah, I'm losing my ass on every single one. I think I took him like 20 grand in guns. I'll be happy. I'll be surprised if he offers me more than 5 grand. We'll be for you. We'll take care of you. You scratch our back with good content. We scratch your back with money. Chris, I mean, thank you. And I really want to give back to the community too. So, like I said, I'm trading a lot of stuff to my buddy to get hoodies made, and I will be selling those as soon as he gets them made. Hopefully, I can get them out before Christmas. I got to talk to him Friday because obviously tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and see if he can get them produced as fast as possible. So, like Joey and a couple other guys are definitely already signed up for hoodies as soon as they get made. So they're going to say the Jimmini Show on the front, and I'm going to have the Gadsden snake on the back saying, "No, don't tread on me." It's fucking rude. It's what I got to do, man. I got to go, brother. Hang in there. Love you like nutty buddy. Smegula, thank you for always being around, brother. You've always been an amazing. What's your opinion on an 07 to 11 Mustang? 07 is a different body from the 1011, and an 11 is different from a 10 because 11 was the first year of the 3.7 and the 5.0. But any one of those are great for a first driver. Manual V8s. I used one for 150,000 miles as my only car, and it was amazing. Joshua, the name is familiar. What do you need in the next 72 hours via whatever gets you the fastest in order to get it done for the battle, buddy? Oh man, I can't ask that, man. I can't ask for what I mean, like I said, I'm trying to raise a couple of grand to get him taken care of. I don't care about me. The money that I got from the guns is going to pay my rent, my utilities, my car payment, and my insurance for the next 6 months, because if I can't get this healed, the last time I had a hole like that in my foot, it took a year to heal. Because I kept forcing myself to walk on it. I kept forcing myself to work on it. Like today alone, I was fucking in my fucking store rearranging shit because I was going to open back up after Thanksgiving. And now I can't. Where can I buy a new 5.7? So my dad, for his truck, my dad is rebuilding the '06 Night Runner that it's kind of gone between the two of us for years. He's rebuilding his Night Runner. He bought a Jasper remanufactured engine. You're not asking, I am. Like I said, dude, to get him taken care of is going to be like $2,000. And with people sending me stuff, I haven't checked the GoFundMe. I know Bruce Banner sent me some money, so I don't know what's in there yet, dude. Cash App, or that's the fastest way to do it. Also, like, he's twitching a lot more, so I don't know if he's having a reaction to the pain he's in or what, because he's not asleep. Are you okay, buddy? Rocky. So I don't know if when he's falling asleep, if he's hurting. Sorry, come here. Give me a minute, guys. Buddy. I don't need to keep making you get up, buddy. I'm going back. You coming with me? You coming with me? You may stay there. All right. Sorry. Sorry. Thank you for reinforcing. No problem, dude. We all hit rock bottom. Thank you, man. I seem stupid to ask for a certain, but I'm trying to do a brass tacks, honest to God budget breakdown. I don't have much, but I have enough, and I know you deserve it. The way people have been helping me out, it's probably closer to $1,000. I mean, if we're being honest, because a few different people have helped me out, so. I don't know if fucking people do it. No, I was about to lose it on camera, so I had to get up and walk away, and Rocky followed me because he saw me walking away. Now he's staying on the couch for right now. He'll come back in. GoFundMe's at $250 now, and by my count, you've earned around $160 on here, so you're over $400. Oh, thank you for checking, Brandon. I didn't know that many people have donated over there. You guys, like I said, thank you guys. I got fired from my job in August of last year because my dog of 14 years who was born in the bathroom I used was having seizures on my lap. She passed the next day. Sophie was an incredible girl. Yeah. So, like I said, I don't know. Am I projecting my own shit on him? Or is he actually in pain? Or what? So, just fucking... And your dog, or your cat, whatever, they suffer happily, which sucks. Because he's still acting like he's fine, and he might be fine. I might just, again, it might just be me fucking projecting it. Can we talk about something else? I need something fun to talk about. Sorry, man. I'm not trying to bring down the room. It's frustrating. You know, and he's thrown off because I'm dragging my ass around and I'm leaving blood everywhere, which is a problem I've had before. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Like, he's just acting lethargic, but he's eating, so it's like, I don't fucking know. Is he acting down because of me? Am I acting down because of him? Let's make fun of Glocker staccato. Haha. I have one. What are your thoughts on 5.7 1911 pistols? Do they actually make a 1911 pistol in 5.7? Do you remember me now? I remember you, Axel. What's up? Wow. Okay, T-Sauce makes one. I did not know that. Oh, 1911 style. The closest to that I can actually say would be like the 22 TCM, which shoots a 40 grain. I'll get to posting, making calls, check back with you soon. Fugitive, thank you, brother. What it do? Y'all remember me? Where you located? Winter's coming. Dog feels a change in my experience. It's not that, Donnie. It's a combination between what he's going through and what I'm going through. Tough times don't last, tough people do. Thank you, brother. How's it going, man? Saw the post. Hope you're feeling better with the leg and all. Nope. It is another one. And I'll only ever donate to small streams. Why people throw money at multimillionaires don't even appreciate. I don't know, Axel, and thank you so much, dude. I would not give Glock $1 of my money, so I actually use Hellman's horse semen. It's made in America. Thank you very much. Quick topic: process of converting a bushel barrel into a bull barrel is even possible. So the barrel is retained by the recoil system on a bull barrel. It would be possible to put a bull barrel into a non-bull barrel gun, but it's not really recommended because the design of the inside of the nose of it, where it's cut for the bushing, it has a much larger tolerance than the outer diameter of a barrel. So unless you're going from like a 9mm to a thick 45, you're not going to fill up all this space, so you could have a lot of barrel whip, so it wouldn't be accurate at all. Thank you, Axel. I really appreciate it. Damn, I got excited. No, it's the T-Sauce 5.7. I've had it before. It's a great gun, and it is hammer fired. Or excuse me, the T-Sauce is striker fired. But it looks 1911. Until next time. Thank you, US. Thank you for all your talk, brother. I really appreciate it. Even just the emotional support you guys give me is very big for me, and it helps me out. And I really do appreciate it. Thank you. What percent did you say YouTube takes for donos? They take 30% for live stream donos. And you can't blame them for taking that because they are hosting the live stream. Their servers do all the work. I don't need to store anything locally, so. Hello, everyone. Just jumped on. Air Max, what's up? Is it possible to full auto a Glock that was designed to not be full auto? Anything can do anything if you're committed enough, my man. Sorry, you're going through shit, man. Things will get better in time, man. You've been through shit, dude. You'll get there. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Hot shot, no problem, man. If this was Twitch, I could pick up the guns and try to demonstrate it. You can definitely put a bull barrel top onto a non-bull barrel gun, but again, it's just because of the way they're set up, it's just slightly different. I'll be honest, I know I hate bush and barrel. I prefer bull because they're easier to disassemble. Bull barrels have become the normal, and I agree with you. They are a much easier gun to work on. The main benefit to a bushing barrel though is that you can run like a longer not excuse me, you can run like a Punisher comp and stuff like that, and they look cool. We need a nice fun topic to talk about because it's kind of getting a bit depressing. Absolutely, Chris. Let's just talk about different stuff. If you had to critique the Shadow 2 Compact, what would you say they need to improve on it? So the Compact by itself is fine. I like the Shadow 2 Compact. It has the better trigger compared to the Carry. You can get it optics cut. I would like to see single action only, but that's a personal thing. Oh, the Carry. Yeah, the Carry is the problem. You're getting a brand new Compact Carry comp tomorrow. Your hype thoughts on this gun? Had one. I had one and I actually sold it to Stonehaven. I think the gun is good. I like the M&P series in general, and then the comp makes it even better. Hello, Reckenbach. Bushing is said to actually be more accurate. It can be, but it can also work against the gun if it's too tight, if it doesn't allow the barrel to move enough. It can make it take longer to go back in a battery. But yeah, if you look at some of the accurized CZ guns, like the Shadow 2 Accu Shadow, I think it's called, that actually does have a bushing. But in those instances, it's because they make the bushing almost like mechanically fit to the gun. A standard 1911 bushing, like what's on that one, is not going to position the barrel as tightly as like an accurized bushing does. So if you get a really well fit bushing in your gun, then yes, it can improve the accuracy. I agree on the SA only. You sold me on the CZ, sir. Yeah, just get a Cajun Gunworks single action only. Why have cops become so popular? It seemed like 1 minute they were a cool option, next every item gun we had was one and a part of the main model. Yes, the internet. The internet has shown, so guys like PewView, Honest Outlaw, the bigger guys that shoot guns a lot, they've told all the mainstream people. More people get their information from YouTube than almost anywhere else. Google is a hellhole. You get better information from YouTube than you do from Google, and that's not saying much. And Bing, holy shit, good luck. So a lot of people, when they're looking at a type of gun, they will usually watch it on YouTube and go, oh, that's how that goes. So they see a professional shooter like PewView or Honest Outlaw, full competitive shooters, shooting super fast with the comp gun and saying, this is the best version of this gun ever. All of a sudden it becomes popular. So all the manufacturers release a special model that's comped, and then that drives interest as well. Because they send that gun to the reviewers, and then they get to look at them. And I'm not saying I'm a part of it. I'm separate from that because Gerson sent me the Match X, which is comped, and then fucking Darius sent me their ported slide. Fusion with their XF Pro sent me their ported barrel. So they want social media to shoot the guns. And in fact, they do help the gun shoot flatter. What's the long gun up top? That is my custom AR. It started as a gift from my buddy a long time ago, but it's kind of like evolved over the years, and now it's about as tricked out as I need to make it. Although a small part of me wants to go back to a different upper. I need to reach out to my buddy to see if he still has his 416 upper, because he wanted like nothing for it. So I might try to trade him that $1,500 upper for his HK upper. We need to see PewView versus Terran. I think PewView is faster than Terran, but I think it'll be close. Getting from Cajun with SA only, lightning cuts and ports will be my endgame gun. There you go. Then you're done, dude. Yeah. Have you resolved your Google issues yet? We're kind of in limbo because they've been trying to just bait me with the same support-ass emails that I've been getting from the support people. So basically, I told them I'm done responding to their stupid-ass responses to me. And a buddy of mine has a friend that's an intellectual property lawyer, so I'm speaking to her after the holidays. What's better, port comps or none? In my opinion, comps are better because they're a little bit farther forward, so you don't get as much blowback. Ports probably push down more than a comp does, but not by much. And then none is fine, just not as good. I prefer the comps more. like I said, because comps are at the front versus ports, which are along the top. Is a Daria ported Glock clone as good as a Zev Hypercomp? I've never shot the Hypercomp, but I can tell you that one is a very strong recoil mitigation system. It's a 4-port island barrel comp, so it also doesn't require dwell time or work with the slide at all because it's the barrel. And then just the overall recoil mitigation is impressive. Booty, what's up? Do you like carry comps like Smith & Wesson built-in or ported cut Glock? Yes, the guns are real, Globrorex. Do I like carry comps? I like them when they're pre-made, but I'm not opposed to having them done. There's just not a lot of people I would trust to cut a $2,000 gun like my DWX and things like that. Well, it's not mine anymore. But yeah, if I were to send out a $2,000 gun, I'd be very particular about who touches it and cuts it. Do muzzle brakes have any real place? Or I suppose these days I see a couple on heavy rifles here and there, but yeah, it's all slide hype these days. What's the difference between the two? If you're talking about like a muzzle brake on a gun, kind of like what I have up there, a threaded barrel set comp like that, it does work. It requires a threaded barrel versus companies cutting them in. If you're talking about on a heavy rifle, yeah, on a rifle, like if you look at the muzzle brake that's on that, that's obnoxious for a 5.56 rifle. That thing has so much goddamn muzzle blast, it's ridiculous. But they do have their place. What holster would you use to keep the gun in nice condition for appendix carry? If the gun, because it's a CZ, their finishes are pretty stout, I would just run something in a Kydex. Leather would probably protect it a little bit more, but when you're putting something near your junk, you want as much security as possible. Any experience with Olight SE and EPS carry? One's half the price, and my main concern is durability. So that Gerson has the Osight SE red dot on it. I have shot that red dot I put about 500 rounds through that 1911. It is in 9, but I still put 500 rounds through it. Has not lost 0. The RXM up there has 1,100 rounds through it now, and it has the EPS full size on it. You're not going to be disappointed with the SE. The biggest thing is they made the entire body smaller. You can see it's barely bigger than my Fastfire C that's on the Gerson over there, the other Gerson. So in terms of size, it's a small enclosed optic, but it hasn't lost 0, so I'm happy. What are they asking on that MSI, Chris? And is it the 8 gig or the 12 gig? Four Brothers, Metal River Tactical Tier 1. Oh, okay. You're talking holsters. I don't know those. What do you prefer? Do you like cut slides better? The actual threaded compensators you can attach. I don't know which one is objectively better. So the least effective is a bushing or a slide. If you ever seen like the frame mounted ones, you can put like on Berettas that simulate like the 93R comp. So if it's frame mounted or slide mounted using the bushing, like on a 1911, it's less effective than an actual cut comp. But a threaded barrel comp will function the same as a cut slide. However, you're putting an extra 2.5, depending on what the comp is made out of. Like the Harrington Arms ones are aluminum, so it adds about 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces to the end of the barrel, and it requires tilting to run perfectly. So you could get some issues with running and timing. You might either have to change your recoil spring or the grain that you're shooting to get them to run correctly. Like the compensator on my STI Grandmaster, the 38 Super, it requires 38 Super Major because it's a 4-port comp that's over 1.5 inches long. It's almost a moderator, and it will not run with standard pressure. So the threaded on ones or the barrel mounted ones can be a little bit more picky because it adds weight that wouldn't normally be there. That's why a lot of like the 1911s that have the comps built into them are 5-inch guns with 4.25-inch barrels, so it doesn't add to the length of the gun. Nice gun, PC. Thank you. It's 12 gigabyte, and they're asking 270 from the Smiling Box Company. That isn't bad, especially right now still. And if it's the 12 gig, that's the more newer one. It has better chips on them. The memory chips are better. I don't think they increase the memory bandwidth, but it's not a bad price. I mean, you could spend a lot more money and get worse cards. Mouse, good to see you're live and happy Thanksgiving. You as well, man. Hopefully you guys are doing something for Thanksgiving tomorrow, dude. Which optic do you recommend that I won't be scared to break if I use the optic to rack, or are they all strong? Avoid ones with plastic housings if possible. If you're going to rack off the slide, like if you're going to rack off something using the optic. If you're just going to use your hand to rack it, it really doesn't matter. As long as you mount it correctly, there should be no issues with racking the slide using the optic. Also, get one that has like the optic set back a little bit more. Like the Fastfire E, the glass is tilted back and set back versus the O-Sight where it's almost to the front of the body. You need to pay attention to that because if there's something like a nail or something sticking out of the wood, and it's even one that's just a slight raise or even not in the wood, you could damage your optic by hitting it. So just be careful. I'm going to see my grandma and mom, then have dinner at Mrs. Mouse's parents' house. Wait, isn't that in Pennsylvania? Wow, thanks for the info. Info seems way too complicated for me, lol. It takes a lot of research, man, because people also try to tell you you're wrong. Doesn't want to. Would 380 be okay to have her carry? I feel like it's not a viable option for carry. It is, but here's what I'm going to tell you to do that might be a little bit different from what other people tell you, especially going into colder weather. Carry full metal jacket. Hollow points against super heavy coats is going to really cut down on the penetration. So if you are going to carry a 380, especially going into colder weather, carry one with full metal jacket. Get 95 grain full metal jacket. Heavier bullet, full metal jacket, so that it'll penetrate as far as possible. Because with the extra clothing that people wear during winter, it's probably not going to over penetrate. Thanks, I didn't think about that. No worries. Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, Mr. Mom, man, long time no type. What are you drinking tonight, brother? No, our parents live about 10 minutes from where we live. That was my dad and stepmom. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, if you guys could hit the like button, please. I'm trying to grow the channel so I can also get sponsors going into 2026. I would really help. Don't really know what happened earlier, but I hope this helps out. Thank you, brother. My dog and I are both going through a calamity right now that's going to basically stop me from being able to work like I wanted to until it heals. And if I continue to work on it, it's going to take a year. If I stay off of it, it might take a couple of months. He's got a growth inside of his mouth that needs to be cut out and biopsied. And the cost of emergency medicine for dogs and cats and pets is ridiculous. It's going to cost $2,000 to get that cut out and biopsied because he's got to be put under. He's got to be put under anesthesia. And there's no way I'm letting it just ride and see what happens. So I started the GoFundMe to basically pay for that. So everybody that is donated, especially like Smegula, Bruce Banner, everybody that's donated over here and on the GoFundMe, fucking thank you. If you can, if you remember, like I'll remember most of you, but I don't have all of your emails, send me an email. You'll get a discount on a hoodie when I have them made. I'm trading objects for the hoodies and the t-shirts, so it's not going to cost me cash. It's going to cost me stuff, but it's not going to cost me cash. So I'll be able to get the hoodies and t-shirts made. I'm going to try to get them made for Christmas. Finally received the okay to pick up my Daria DY9 5 weeks to the day from the way. Dude, New York sucks. Hey, Mouse will help you find a home. He's been looking. Discount on hoodies sounds awesome. Yeah, it does, right? So Rocky woke up and we went to the park and I thought he got bit. Like Sunday I got bit, he got bit, and Sunday I stepped on something that penetrated my foot and I walked on it for 2 days, so now my leg is fucked. I got a huge hole in my foot again. Rocky has a growth inside of his mouth that I thought was just like a canker sore or a bite mark from another dog. But after I researched it and talked to a vet, they told me that it needs to be biopsied to rule out cancer. So he has an appointment next week. You're taking care of Rocky, giving him a good life. Sucks it's expensive, but remember that you're probably giving him more love and affection than he's ever experienced. Yeah, and he's my service dog. So he's I need him, you know. Did I sell the TT Canic? No, the Canic is right there. I'm selling that to a friend of mine. I already committed to him. He's a really good friend of mine, but not until I'm ready to get rid of it. I got this like black powder revolver from 1840. It doesn't have a firing pin. How would I go about re-adding one? You got to talk to a gunsmith, dude. I can't tell you how to do that. Even though it's black powder, I can't tell you how to create something for a firearms. The Yankee Marshal does pets and vets. I'll ask him to out the GoFundMe up in his live. Bro, Justin, that would be awesome, dude. I'd really like to take care of him as fast as possible because I know he's not feeling good, but I don't know why he's not feeling good, because he's either not feeling good because I'm leaving fucking blood everywhere because of my open wounds, or because of the amount of pain I'm in, or he's in pain, or I don't know what the hell's going on, and I'm trying to get it figured out. And he might see all the stress I'm under. I literally didn't talk to anybody yesterday, and I kind of bit everybody's heads off. So, yeah. Sorry about Rocky. Hopefully be okay. So I have POTS and syncope and extreme nerve damage, so I can pass out just randomly. And he detects my blood pressure change, which is probably also why he's fucked up, because I'm sure my anxiety has been through the roof. I got a fan blowing on me at 68 degrees in here, and I'm sweating right now because I'm just so anxious that my heart's going like 200 beats a minute right now. So it's just... he spends all day worrying about me, and it sucks. Axel, you have a good night, man. Always have one on you, remember that. Whoa, thanks, Mouse. Unfortunately, can't go anywhere for a few more years. Yeah. You're sending the email now. I appreciate that, Justin. I was not in the military, Austin, but thank you for asking. Finally able to make it for a live sketch hiker, dude. Before I mentioned that the guys on the forum, were you able to find somebody for the VP70? I'd like to get that thing gone so we can get you that commission. We can't really discuss sales on here, brother. I'm working on it though, so can't discuss firearm sales on here, really, man. But yeah, I'm working on it. We can't get that into it, brother. Anthony says he's on my side. Thanks, brother. Why aren't you dressing up your wounds so they don't leave blood everywhere? Because I have a really, really bad problem with my legs. I have overly good blood flow, if that makes sense. So when my foot is wrapped, the blood flow causes... I'm so hot right now that it basically creates moisture in my feet. My stump sweats, and then the skin dies around the hole, and then it can't heal. Even though I put things like AG Silver, things like that. But so when I'm not trying to walk, so I will bind it and I put the stuff on it when I have to walk on it. But when I get home, I have to let it breathe to try to let it stay a little dry so that it will heal. So the last time I had surgery on my legs, it took over an hour for the doctor to get my leg to stop bleeding while I was under anesthesia. So I do not have a problem with bleeding because I take 24 to 30 Excedrin a day, so my blood is as thin as fucking water. Hello, Blood Red. Who makes the best FRT? I don't know. I don't really play with FRTs. I know Rare Breed is very strong because they like kind of really made the best one for the longest time. But I haven't seen anything on any of the newer ones because I don't run FRTs. I have a binary in the AR-15, and I run like good single action triggers and all my other stuff that I modify. There is no real FRT for 1911, so there's no reason to run one. And my RXM has a Timney trigger in it, so I'm running like high-end stuff, but I've never run an FRT, to be honest with you. But Rare Breed is pretty solid. That's too much Excedrin. I wish it was. So that's my average, Mouse. And yeah, I get my liver tested every couple of months because of it. So every time I go to the doctor for a routine visit, which is every 3 months or so, we have to do a liver function test. Ironically, my liver is the only thing that hasn't shut down in my body. So it's the massive dose of acetaminophen is the only thing that keeps my headache at bay. What's your opinion on snub nose revolvers, mainly for home defense? I don't really recommend them for home defense. I'd recommend a 4 to 6 inch barrel for home defense. For carry, it's fine because your engagement's going to be so short. But if you're aiming down your entire house and you have a snubby with like a bead sight on the front, it's not going to be a good day. The Freedom Fingers TX22 FRT is awesome. So my buddy Stone is putting an FRT in his TX22. Maybe after I shoot it, we'll see. God damn, bro, that's a lot of meds. Is the pain that intense? Yes. So, yeah, I never recommend anybody take the kind of dosages that I take. But yeah, it would take me hours to go through everything that's wrong with me. But the main things that are a daily battle for me, my fainting spells, my syncope is my biggest one right now. But secondary is I have cluster headaches, and I got to be one of the lucky few out of the 150,000 that are diagnosed where I always have a headache. No matter what I'm doing, I always have a headache. And when I'm under stress, the headache gets worse. I have tried every known medication. I've done drugs. I've done good drugs. I've done questionable drugs. I've done psilocybin. I've done them all. Imitrex. I've done injections. None of it has ever worked. The only thing that takes the edge off is a massive dose of acetaminophen. The problem is you can't just get uncut acetaminophen. So yes, I take a massive dose of Excedrin, but I also take 30 pills a day for my other problems. I'm on 5 blood pressure medications. I'm on 1 cholesterol, although my cholesterol is like 3 points over, so I don't know why I'm on that. But I also take nerve medications, medications for hypertension episodes. I do take diabetic medications. But yeah, basically I take 15 pills twice a day on top of my Excedrin. It's not Tylenol, it's Excedrin, different formula. What do you think about MP5 clones with AR lowers and Geisley triggers? I've never messed with one, honestly. It's the acetaminophen that's bad for you, drunk. Just wait till they come out with an FRT. It would be interesting because the only way they could do that is if they sell you a shaved down disconnector. Joke's on you. I'm on 6 blood pressure medications. Yeah, well, it's fucky. So even on 5, my resting blood pressure is 180 over 130. We both won some bad lotteries, man. I got CFTD, 1 in 50 million get it. Oh, I've got MCTD. So you've got, what does CFT stand for? CF stand for? I've got mixed connective tissue disorder. I'm not sure what CFTD is. Silence T22 FRT pistols are made by Baby Jesus. I would like to, I'd like to shoot one of those. I'd like to shoot, or I'm allergic to acetaminophen. That sucks, dude. Like I said, I'm allergic to all penicillins and all antibiotics, so thankfully I'm not allergic to acetaminophen because it would suck if I was allergic to the only thing that calms my headaches down. You think we'll ever get back to the pre-1986 ban, or is that over with? Well, considering we just overturned a $200 tax stamp that's been in place for 61 years, I think we got a little bit of time left before we'll get those off, especially since anti-gun lobbyists outnumber gun lobbyists probably 16 to 1. Malachi, hello. Malika. Malika. Is it Malika? I also have non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, but that's besides the point. Yeah, that sucks, brother. I'm sorry to hear that, Chris. That's a sucky one. Congenital fiber type disproportion. That sucks, dude. I can take Advil, no problem. So I can't do it on command, especially when my blood pressure is as up as it is right now. But if you've ever ridden in a car with me and you look at my hands when I'm driving, you will see every muscle in my arms are vibrating all the time because of the way my myelin sheath just tears randomly. It's sucky. Hello, Reaper. You all make me feel blessed. I'm 4 years young, and on no prescription medicines. Well, we do it for you, tie-dyed. So I've said this my whole life, and for as long as I can remember. If I take on a medical malady and I know it's not how the universe works, but if me suffering through something stops somebody else from suffering from it, I'm fine with that, because I have learned through my 46 years of life to just deal with shit, to handle pain. It's not fun. It sucks. Dealing with pain sucks because I'll be in the middle of someplace and I'll just break down. I'll shut down, I'll break down. My base reaction to when I'm in really bad pain is to just tell everybody I know to fuck off and leave me alone, which is a really bad thing to do to people, but at least I warn people now. I used to go off on motherfuckers and tell them what I exactly knew would make people stop talking to me. And it cost me a lot of friends because I didn't know how to address the fact that I was fucked. So I've come a long way, at least in that. So Stone knows. I sent text messages out to most people. People that call me on the daily or text me on the daily. I'm like, look, man, I am in a really shit place right now mentally. Y'all need to leave me the fuck alone. So, healthy 90% and die. Why did God choose you to put everything on you? It's kind of horrible. Again, Chris, I think it comes down to I can take it. I can handle it. Up until tonight, I've never asked anybody to help me with my medical issues. And the only reason I'm asking is because of Rocky. I think that I don't read the Bible religiously. I haven't in a long time since my grandmother died. But basically, they say God doesn't give you more than you can handle. Unfortunately, I can handle a lot. When I'm in pain, I'm a total asshole. Yeah. There's Good Mouse. Wife moved them into the laundry room because people are coming over. Nice. Everyone's sending peace and blessing. All is well. Thank you, Black Mask. Are all the conditions hereditary? Yes. But they seem to have skipped like 3 generations. So cluster headaches are what they call idiopathic, which means they don't know why those happen. It's a genetic problem, but it's not an inherited genetic problem. So there's something wrong with my brain that is always telling my brain that something is wrong. So it's causing my body to react in a way that drives up my pressure so high that it causes the headaches, and then the headaches just don't go away. If you look it up on the websites that, like the Mayo Clinic, where they discuss cluster headaches, there's 2 types. There's a cyclical cluster headache, and that's where you have migraines for a few days to a week or 2, and then they go dormant for years. I am not lucky enough to have that. I have had a headache since I was 17 years old. In fact, I used to take aspirin when I was like 14, 15. So it was early onset, and so I have had a headache for nearly 29 years. And I'm not saying I've had a migraine for 29 years. That would be fucking impossible. But do you know, like, when you get a stress headache, this is a really good way to identify it. You ever get a migraine or a really bad vision headache, like you've been awake too long, so your eyes hurt really bad, so you get a headache? That's my base headache. And then my headache just accelerates from there. This room sounds freedom, and I love it. Thank you. I think of it this way, maybe it's to make myself better. You know, if you play a game at the highest difficulty, you feel better at the end. Maybe. You have hereditary COPD. That's crazy. I have a different take. Give you just enough to handle, so you lean on him for help. I can't log into it right now, drunk, but thank you. Actually, I can do this. Hold on. Bro. I can't give the name to people, but thank you to everybody that donated. And I know exactly who they are. Fuck. Stone, both of you, thank you. Anything I can do to help. Thank you, dude. We're not having a boat. Desert, what's on, dude? How's the foot? Not good, brother. So I have doctor's appointments. I'm going to have to go back to the wound clinic. The last time my foot looked like this, I had to have a cast replaced every week so that they could keep putting skin grafts on it and I wouldn't walk on it, which is probably what's going to happen. I have a doctor's appointment coming up on the 1st. So, Chris, I got you. Hotshot, people care. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I don't know. JP, I'm getting there. If money wasn't so blood, dude. Like I've been telling everybody tonight, man. I'm ashamed to ask for help. I'm only asking for help because of Rocky. If I didn't need to take care of Rocky's condition first, I literally wouldn't be asking. I just suffer through it like I always do. You see the wall's pretty empty. I took half the wall and sold it, just so I can make sure that I can cover my rent and my insurance and my car payments for the next few months so that I can fucking just try to not walk on my fucking foot. You know, I'm working with companies to get their sponsorships, so the only walking I'm going to be able to do is when I have to do some range videos and shit to try to get those contracts. But other than that, I'm you know, and honestly, I'm looking at the ones that are on the wall, and some of those got to go too. Because some of them are not review samples. Some of them can still go. But if you look, I think honestly, like my M17, my GP100, and that Sig Pro are like the last guns on the wall that I'm even willing to get rid of. So I got rid of basically everything I can get rid of. So thank you. If money wasn't so tight, yep. Sounds discouraging. It sucks, brother. It sucks because I've been dealing with my legs. The reason I moved to Virginia was because I was forcing myself to work so much back in Minnesota that I kept winding up in the hospital every 3 months. And then I moved down here and I couldn't heal because I had to work. So then I worked through it. And then I wound up in the hospital, got an amputation. Then I kept going back to work. They were telling me to stay out of work for 3 months. So I go out of work for 2 weeks. I went back to work. Worked for 6 months, wound up in the hospital, another fucking amputation, got out of the hospital, thought I was healed, went back to work, fucking got in another amputation. So, you know, if it keeps on getting worse, they're eventually going to take more and more of my leg. And that's why I'm proactively, I got rid of so much shit, and I've listed stuff on eBay, and I'm doing all this other shit just to try to protect what I have left. Never be ashamed, especially when you desperately need it. Bodie, I am. I'm talking to my shirt guy next week or Friday after Thanksgiving. Not the GP. Damn, I really don't want to. It's why it's still there. Now, some guns are sentimental. I can't sell them. Some guns are review samples. I can't sell those. Buy a high point so ass I have to leave mine in a bath of oil, otherwise the nickel is going to crack. You pretty much answered your own question because it's not just nickel. It's called ZMAC, which is zinc, magnesium, and aluminum, and potassium, I think, which is the K in ZMAC. So it's actually a combination of the letters of the components that make it up. It's porous. It's like skin, and you have to leave it in an oil bath. If you look at all the ones that failed, thank you for changing the subject, by the way, but if you look at all the ones that fail, they crack around the ejection port because there's a giant hole in the slide. Is there a website to go look for what's sale? No, because right now everything's gone. I literally did a fire sale. We're all human, Joe. Don't feel bad for needing some help. Folks care about you, and that's okay. Don't blame yourself for needing a little help every now and again, man. Folks care. Oliver, I cannot pick one up. Jimmini, out of the hospital. I had a doctor's appointment today, and I have 2 more next week. I have one on the 1st and one on the 3rd, and then I have my primary care, and then I'm going to wind up in the hospital every week. But at least I got my dog, assuming he doesn't have fucking cancer or something fucked up. And we can get to this point easy. Good thing the trumpet said you got to pay more for the health insurance, so that's cool. What? Oh, I love deviled eggs. My dad loves my deviled eggs. I have to make him some since he's sick. You still have my Tavor? Yes, I do still have your Tavor, drunk. I don't play with customer money, if that makes sense. Hey, Hole, what's going on, brother? How you doing tonight? I just, honestly, I keep meaning to pick it up, and I just haven't. You're lucky you still have your dad. I lost mine when I was 9. Sorry about that, brother. Yeah, I can't honestly say that I know what you're going through, because I don't. I haven't spoken to my biological mother in 28 years, so it's kind of been like that with her, but honestly, I'm the one that broke that relationship. She knows where I am. She has my contact information, and she's never tried to contact me, so she's kind of deaded herself to me, you know. I don't know what she's doing these days. She's 67 years old now. No, she's 69 years old. She was born in 56. So she'll be 70 next year. She'll be 70 in January. I still remember her birthday, though. And that was 40-something years ago. I get it, man, but it still doesn't change the fact you lost your dad when you were 9, man. I get how hard that can be. That sucks. Me and the missus want to say we hope you have a good turkey day. Thank you. You know, it sucks. Stone knows, because I texted him earlier. On top of everything me and Rocky are going through, both my parents got sick, so they didn't get to go home and visit family. So now they're both sick. Rocky has issues. I've got an open wound. We don't know if we're going to even get together to do Thanksgiving. They might just drop off some food, because I can't risk him getting sick. I can't get sick right now because I already can't take antibiotics and I have an open wound. So what if they have something viral? Sucks. Didn't know you lived in Minnesota. How was that state? I lived there for 20 years. It wasn't my choice to go there. I was 12. Honestly, I liked it until I moved to Virginia. So I lived there for almost 20 years. It's where I got my first career in car sales, so I really liked it when times were good. But that's also 2010, 2011 was when my legs started getting really bad. For 20 years I liked it, but I've gone back twice since I moved here in 2011, maybe 3 times. The place looks run down comparatively. Brandon, thank you for that donation, by the way, brother, through GoFundMe. I appreciate that. Old School RuneScape just released, selling, not too late to get started playing. Just released sailing. RuneScape is kind of cool. Oh man, that sucks. Yep. Yeah. So my dad is kind of on the other end of it now. So if it was, so he got sick Sunday, and they texted me Monday saying they weren't going out of town. I had a hotel. They booked me a hotel that they were paying for. And so we wound up having to cancel all that shit. So it's almost a blessing though, because like I was trying to figure out how to cover the trip, and yeah, used to live in Red Wing. I don't think I ever actually did anything in Red Wing. So I was in Northeast Minneapolis. You lived in Minnesota your whole life. Where are you from in Minnesota? All right. If you lived in Minnesota, do you remember a company called Continental Motors in White Bear Lake, Minnesota? Do you like the Echelon? Yes, the Echelon is a great shooting gun. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? So, like I just said, both my parents are sick, but my mom is still cooking. So, depending on how they're feeling and how me and Rocky are feeling, we might go and eat with them. But more than likely, they're going to just bring us food, and Rocky and I will just kind of stay away from them because I can't afford to get sick right now. Rocky can't afford to get any worse than he's currently feeling. Like, he's been laying in the exact same position since we walked back in here. So. Did my chat freeze? Hang on a second. Sorry. My chat freezes sometime. I have 1.8 gigabit speeds, but they're doing construction next to me and it fucks everything up. Poor Rocky. Yep. Thank you, man. Trust me, that's been the biggest effect on me this entire couple of days. So, refresh it. I just did, brother. Like I said, Chris, do you remember a company called Continental Motors? They were in White Bear Lake, Minnesota from 1977 till 2019. Although we did change our name to Continental Auto for a while because the boss got fucked over during 9/11 and we lost all of our subprime lenders. I don't know anything about guns, but my grandpa gave me some old ones and I don't know what to do with them. What you need to do is get them appraised before you let people make you offers. Gun stores will usually appraise firearms. They charge sometimes, sometimes they don't, but get them appraised. Don't do what my family did. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Mom, but you guys fucked up. They let some guy buy a bunch of the guns out of my grandpa's safe for like $800, and there was probably $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in guns because he worked for Winchester. I was born and raised in Minnesota, Southeast. Okay. Yeah, kinda. So we owned Auto Trader basically. So Auto Trader magazine was based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we had usually 200 to 300 ads every week in that publication. We used to spend 8 to 10 grand a week in advertising back in the early 2000s. And then 9/11 happened. If you remember, we were right between Buick and Chevy. We had Toyota right down the road, Maplewood Toyota, and we were the best used car lot because we dealt with everybody's credit. And we lost our subprime lender, and we lost like $8 million in a week because subprime, when they pull out, they don't have to pay you all the money that you're owed. They just have to pay you the principal for the percentage that you were owed for the car. So they literally cut our ties, and they cost us like $8 million. What kind of gun is that on top of the wall? The subscribe button is covering it. What? The subscribe button isn't covering any guns. It was 800 to put Trixie the cat down yesterday. Yeah, it's insane. I'm sorry for your loss, brother, but yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. Just to get this thing cut off of his face and biopsied is going to be $2,000. What would be your best advice to negotiate a lower price on a car with a private sale or used car lot? Number one, it's difficult since COVID to get them to really negotiate, but basically don't be afraid to walk away. If it seems like it's an outrageous price and you have a price in mind and you think your price is fair, just be prepared to walk away. It's one of the most effective techniques you can have. Number two, don't play games. you can negotiate, but don't fucking play games. Don't negotiate for your car and then introduce a trade-in at the end. That used to cost people so much money. So if I'm sitting there, like, they come in, hey, my name's Joe, what's up, how are we doing, blah blah blah, we go out and check out a car, we do all this stuff, and before I start presenting numbers or go to my boss, I'm like, do you have a trade-in or anything? And they're like, no. And then you get done with all these numbers, you get it down to brass tacks, and you're getting it down to an acceptable price for both parties, and they go, how much will you give me for that Tundra out there? I really was going to trade it in the whole time. Well, guess what, fuckhead? The more I give you off the price of the car, the less you're getting for your trade-in. Trade-ins are nothing but a difference game. Keep that in mind. Just because you think your truck is worth $25,000, if I think my truck is worth $50,000, I want $25,000 difference. So I'm going to give you $25K. But if I think my truck is worth $50K and your truck is worth $20K, I want a $30K difference. So it's, no matter what it is, the difference is what you're going for, not the actual value you get. But don't be afraid to walk away. I want a Mac 9 DS Comp and 4.25. Thoughts on the quality and ability to upgrade it. So SDS and Mac is owned by SDS, the parent company of TSOS. That is a TSOS Night Stalker, which is basically what the gun is based off of. So they're using that base model frame, and then the top is, obviously, it's ported, it's comped, and it's a bull barrel. But the base of the gun is highly customizable. You are stuck for choice when it comes to your barrel because it's comped, but the recoil springs are changeable. You can use any 425. You can use the Prodigies. You can use the Hayes Customs. You can use any of the single piece from Staccato. You can use any of those. The triggers are all interchangeable. The bodies, for the most part, are interchangeable. So very, very, very changeable. Man, I can't get another dog till they live as long as a crow. Oh, dogs deserve to live longer. Birds live to 90s. My grandpa used to run Central Motors in Faribault. He sold used cars also. Central Motors. So we had one in Minneapolis called Central Motors, so that's what I automatically thought about. Second pistol above the Beretta M9. It's not an M9, that's a Ghost, but yeah, the 1-2 above it is a M9's a military designation. But the 1-2 above it is a Ruger RXM with a Sharps Brothers chassis with a Timney trigger and a Holosun EPS full size. I do not have a Colt 1911. I have a flamethrower and a full auto shotgun. Well, flamethrowers are 100% legal here. Full auto shotguns do require some paperwork. So Rocky is 19 months. Assuming that whatever's happening to him right now isn't anything big, he could live to be 12 to 14 on average with his breed. I'm 46 years old and I am put together with shit parts. So there is still a chance he could outlive me. What do I think about the Inglis P35? Inglis is also owned by SDS. The quality is there. SDS bought Inglis's tooling, so they are very accurate to the Inglis's. However, I will say that the Gerson MCP35 has more interchangeability with an original high power, which I will be demonstrating as soon as Stonehaven sends me back my high power. But the overall build on the Inglis is very solid. They're definitely worth the money. Do you like MP5 or is there just better stuff out there? MP5 is cool because it's roller delayed blowback. However, other companies do it, better. And for less money than an MP5K or SP5K, you can get a CMMG Banshee. CMMG Banshees are also roller delay blowback, and they are much easier to shoot. The Sig Scorpion Gen 3, the EPS, the XTAR EPS is probably a better gun. There are better options at the price for sure. Is Ruger just in the U.S.? No, but they are manufactured here. Stump not good, Helmuth. Have ever shot two guns at a time? Yes. If you go to the shorts, I mag dump a 320 X5 and a CZ Shadow 2 at the same time, sideways. Your pop served in Vietnam and got a VC hat. Okay. Great Lakes Synergy. I like Great Lakes firearms. I have never messed with the Synergy. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Cool. I keep hearing about CMMG. Yes. CMMGs. Oh, take your time, Stone. I'm just fucking with you. I fucking take my time to send you stuff. Isn't that the 2011? Yeah. I've been meaning to talk to them. Thank you. I'm going to leave that up on my computer because I need to send them an email. So I'm trying to get review stuff for next year, and I'm trying to get on the list. Do you fish? Yes, but I haven't in a year. Just stopping by to say, hey, Snow, what's going on? So I've been having too many problems health-wise to really be able to go out on a boat because I don't trust myself. But I have done a little bit of fishing. And I got to watch my buddy fish this year, so that was cool. Is a dagger reliable? Can be. The thing you got to do with the PSA dagger as soon as you get it, field strip it, check and make sure there's no weird things going on inside of it, no metal burrs, spurs, things like that. Lube it, put it back together, and shoot it. Hot shot. Thank you for subbing, dude. It would be nice if you did a Great Lakes Synergy review. I really liked all their variants on the ARs, so I will reach out to them. I'm still waiting on Bursa. Bursa, their influencer marketer, reached out to me, said they're just waiting for some to become available because they can't just send out 5,000 of them. Hopefully, I can get that one. I'll see if Great Lakes will send me theirs, and I'm still waiting on Kimber. Kimber told me they'd get back to me, and they never did, so I gotta bug them. And since I'm going to be on my fucking ass for the next few months, I might as well just start sending out emails. Snatched up a new trigger and gas pedal on Black Friday sale before the California Internet Parts ban takes effect. That's shitty, dude. Just still dealing with the headache that I've been dealing with all day today, which sucks. Oh, yeah, I understand that, Snow. One concealed pistol for the rest of your life. What are you picking? My Black Ops 1911 from Para Ordnance. It's the one I use the most. What's your favorite gun in your collection? For you, it is a prototype Mosin Nagant. My favorite gun in my collection is my 1939 Winchester model 1894 and 3030. It was my grandfather's, and my grandfather worked for Winchester Arms for decades back when they were actually a good company. So, yeah. Raise a GoFundMe to 2K. Rocky needs the email I sent. I will send it to some other 2A guys who know it will pin the chat. So the goal is actually set at 3,500. But they put a visibility goal, so after the first 400 gets met, it will automatically show the extended goal. It's what GoFundMe suggested, so it's already set to a higher number. So just mention that it's the visibility goal because it's easier to get donations, they say. I don't like playing that game, but it's not for me. The old 30-30, yeah, the old 30-30, man. And I don't like rifles. Hard take. I don't like rifles. They're too slow to shoot, and you have to aim them. Like you have to aim them. I prefer shooting pistols just because that's what I started with. You have an old 30-30 that you can't even get ammo for. Holy shit. Is it like a super, it needs like a super weird grain or something? It was a pre-successor to the Game Master. Gotcha, so it probably needs what, like 140 grain or 145 grain low pressure? What's your thoughts on reloading? I don't do it because I can't afford to get addicted to anything else. I have a super addictive personality when it comes to doing things, hobbies, and things like that. If I got into reloading, this channel would change from gun reviews to reloading. Unfortunately, there are no gun ranges around me with a ramp, but I won't be in a wheelchair. I have a giant boot that I have to wear when I walk, but I'm going to spend most of my time in bed, and it's from 1930. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. These older ones are really nice. So my grandfather's is from 39, so pre-World War II, so it's a pre-64, which is what you want. All the bluing has come off of it, but what I did was I had it sonically cleaned. I didn't damage or re-blue it. So it's been sonically cleaned, and I shoot it once or twice a year just to keep functionality. What you go to everyday carry? Para Ordnance Black Ops 1911. Wow, I've never thought you didn't like rifles. I don't think I've ever heard that. I've said it quite a bit myself. So I didn't get into guns until I was 38 years old. So I was introduced to guns with pistols. I found the challenge of shooting pistols, well, a lot harder than shooting rifles. I was naturally able to pick up rifles and shoot them well. I can pretty naturally shoot pistols when my nerves aren't acting up. And it's rifles are too easy for me, if that makes sense. And that's not a boast. It's not a humble brag. They're just too easy. The only thing that I'm addicted to is bowling and bowling balls. I hear that. I have tried CBD and THC and psilocybin. None of it works, bro. I wish it did. I wish I was reactive. I'm non-reactive to fentanyl, which means I get no effect from fentanyl. I'm like a Russian that can drink 4 gallons of vodka and still drive home. Canik MC9LS. I've shot one. I don't own one. I like the LS, though. It's a good shooting gun. My grandma and grandpa went up north one day and bought a bunch of guns, and I got some of them when he died. It's a great way to get them. So the year I got into guns was the year that my grandfather died. So I got into him in 2017. He died at the end of 2017. So my parents didn't know that I would take all of his guns. And it was a safe with multiple guns. They kept a few guns out of his collection, but they sold revolvers and long guns for like $800. A safe full from a guy that worked for Winchester. I can only imagine in my brain what they were. There's solutions for a SIG 320 discharge if you put a little pressure on the slide. Yes, change the trigger. Go to a flat face. McManus has a Singer that he's never shot. Yep, one of these days I'm going to palm a 45 ACP, ask to see it, single load it, and fire it in his living room. You have a Glock 19. Yep. My thing was shotguns. First shotgun, I'm good with handguns, not so much. Yeah, handgun is actually a much harder skill than some people think. Everybody thinks you can just pick up a fucking handgun and shoot it well. So what you have to remember, when you're shooting at 7 yards, 21 feet, that's 21 feet, right? You hold out your arms go about 3 feet. So that's 18 feet that you have to aim at. And then you're holding an object at the end of your hand that can weigh upwards of, like 1911s can weigh upwards of 52 ounces for a double stack. So you're holding 52 ounces, which is over 3 pounds, 3 feet away from you, and you're trying to aim it. A millimeter of deflection at the barrel can lead to missing your target. So you'll, instead of hitting the A zone, you're going to hit the C zone. You know what I mean? At 7 yards. If you just move slightly. But with the rifle, you can take more time. You can aim. A lot of time you're at rest. Shooting on the move is just as difficult with an AR as it is with a pistol, any rifle caliber. But when you shoot long distance from a rest, in my opinion, that's easier. My uncle who served in the Gulf War brought back home an Iraqi Tariq. Okay. Don't know how he did that. What's your best gun that you've shot? Best gun that I ever shot was a CZ Tactical Sport Orange. Second would be my custom Gerson Match X. Ryan, do you prefer iron sights or red dots? I prefer both. So I want to insist on training with, I didn't mean to do that. No, I have no clue who you are. But I insist on training with my irons first. Like anytime I do a review sample on a gun that doesn't come with a red dot, I will shoot it iron sights first, and then I'll switch to a red dot. You'll see most of the guns I kept are red dot capable, and they have red dots on them. I think the only gun up there that's red dot capable that isn't red dotted right now is actually that Canik. and that's just because fuck Canic and that Night Stalker because I just never got around to it. Candace, what's up? Well, now I will remember you. When I see Crazy Girl, it throws a couple of names in my brain, so thank you for telling me. I'll remember now. Every time my brother comes over an hour on the flat screen, he always wants me to ask you a dumb question. No problem, Lex. What's up? My grandpa was in World War II pilot, had a Tograph TT-33 and a PPSH-41, but I moved to the States and never seen them again. Yeah. Getting guns back into the country as a military personnel that are captured is not like it used to be back in the day. You used to be able to, like World War II, you could just literally wrap it, stamp it, and mail it. That TSO sounds like it was a good pistol. Oh, it was an amazing shooting gun, man. I really wish I wasn't a stupid idiot. Where's your SIG? Well, there's one right there. You ever tried the Ace Virtual Shooting Training Simulation with the headset? I have not, but I do run Quite Free, and I run Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, Hand Grenades, Gun Club VR, Ghost of Tabor, and several other shooting games. So I do a lot of those, but I've never played the Ace. And you can tell based on how well I am physically how much damage my damn headset has. Unlike dropping a headset. Yes, I have an AR-15. Don't have a Tech 9. All right, cool beans. I will test you next time I see you live. I will remember now, Candace. What's the biggest gun you have right now? In terms of caliber, I have an old 45-70. In terms of handguns on the wall, probably the 357 chambered GP100. Yeah, 9999. 999! And then 45. Actually, is there no 45 up there right now? Every gun on the wall except for that one is a 9mm. Every time he sees you on, he says, ask him, does he have a gun that will get the job done but not leave a mess for the paramedics? Well, yeah, that's called location, location, location. Also, who gives a fuck if you're leaving a mess for the paramedics, as long as it's not you? Is that a Magnum on the wall? Yeah, that is a Ruger GP100 chambered in 357 Magnum. Magnum. Have I tried any of the CZ rifles or PCCs? Yes, I used to have the CZ PCC chambered in 22 Magnum, so technically PCC, but I've never shot any of the good long guns. Is you high? Is you illiterate? But no, I'm just in pain, son. I need a drink. So the only thing that can really take away my pain for a little while is alcohol, but I don't drink. Sorry, my bad. It's cooling off fast outside here. Yeah, it is here too. Tomorrow's supposed to be pretty nasty. You'd be surprised, Cody. I'm getting really good at reading internet texting. When I shot my first gun, were you nervous before you shot it? No, I honestly wasn't, because my buddy taught me correctly. My buddy Daniel showed me the proper way to shoot a gun. The first gun I shot was a 22, and it had 1 round in it. So, yeah, I was not afraid of it. I was a little hesitant because I'd never shot a gun before, but as soon as I fired the first shot, I'm like, I like guns. And then he moved me up to a 9mm, then a 45, and then I shot his 357 with 38s in it, and then I shot a 357, and then I shot a 44. And then I started shooting long guns. We're already getting some places sticking with some sleet and snow. That sucks, dude. I'm all right, HCW. I'll make up for the alcohol you don't drink, my guy. Appreciate that, Max. Why don't you enjoy yourself a beer once in a while to take the edge off? You know how we were talking earlier about how we're all made out, some of us are made out of worse parts than others? I have a super taster tongue, so things don't taste right. So when I drink beer, all I taste is alcohol, and I don't taste alcohol like, that's good alcohol. I literally taste alcohol like it was rubbing alcohol. like I can drink 99.9% isopropyl alcohol and it tastes the same as vodka to me. So I don't like the taste of alcohol. When I would go to parties and the next time you see Gun Gopher or Sam Stalker appear in the chat, ask him how I drank a 750 of watermelon vodka. I drank it in 3 drinks. How many guns do you have? That I'm willing to discuss? Those ones. I just murder sailed like 15 or 20. So I'm down to the ones I never talk about and the ones that are on the wall. The crazy part about it is just before dinner today, before it came in full force, I had just gotten the heating pad on my Olapan on the truck to help it start better this winter. Nice, at least you got it done, dude. What do you think about the Daria CY9? It had an XDM Elite. The DY9 I like. What is the CY9? Keister the beer. Oh, butt chugging? Not as effective as kids think. And if I get the money, maybe at some point during the winter, definitely before next, I'm going to go get one of them induction coolant heat pipes things for the coolant. You could also get a like a 750 watt space heater and just put it up underneath the truck with the waterproof extension cable. God damn, you're an honorary Russian. The problem is that I'm not as good at a Russian as keeping it from becoming alcohol poisoning. So Sam will tell you, and I'll make him get on live stream next time we do, probably Friday. We went out on a boat in Virginia. Somebody that I was interested in dating decided she wasn't going to show up the day of the trip because she made the mistake of telling me that if she had watermelon vodka, she'd probably take her top off. So I bought a 750 of watermelon vodka. And we get out on the boat, and I'm just sitting there with 3 dudes, and I'm using a Barbie Zebco fishing rod. No fucking lie. I think I got the pictures on my phone. I'll have to find it. So I'm drunk, fishing with a Walmart Zebco, and I got so freaking drunk that I was drunk calling everybody in my phone starting with A. I called this chick. Luckily, my friend grabbed the phone and hung up on her before I started talking. Apparently, I spent like an hour talking to my buddy Jakey, telling him he was like my 3rd favorite person. And apparently some sexual innuendos were passed around. Ayo, what's the bro? Why are you John Wick supported so much guns? I'm always. Can you burp on command? Yes. Last time I shot gun, it wouldn't fly in. What? Russia, don't keep it well. Trust me, I live there. I go to school and see dudes in the snow. Ah. What kind of 2011 is a silver and black one? 2nd row from the top in the middle. That is a Fusion Firearms XP Pro. Have I ever hurt myself shooting a gun? I have ripped skin off, I've broken a fingernail, and I've jammed my finger really bad, but I've not caused... Oh, I've also been hit by a ricochet from an AK-47 that went through my pants and into my thigh. If you didn't piss yourself, did you really drink? Also, just again, if Jacob, Jakey, or Sam gets on here, they will confirm. We pull back into the boat rental place, because we were in a rental, by the way. We pull back into the boat rental place. I stumble off the boat, and as I'm stumbling up the boat ramp, all I hear is the guy on the boat going, "What the fuck?" Because apparently when I thought I was puking over the side of the boat, I was puking down the side of the boat. So the rails, in between the cushions, down the side of the boat, and it was like 10 minutes before they were closing. So it was either leave puke on a boat in summer or they had to clean it. My neighbor would eat dog food without a shirt in the snow. Jesus. CW, what's up? Do I like T-Sauce? Yes, I like T-Sauce. I've got a bunch of their guns. Take a fat dab, put you right to bed. Except for I am non-reactive to cannabis, THC, fentanyl, Percocets, Oxys, nothing. Dilaudid gives me about 5 minutes of relief. I did answer your DY9 question. I said I like it and I recommend it. The thing I like most about the DY9 is that it's Gen 4, Gen 5 compatible. So all the internal slide parts are Gen 5 compatible. What's that date on your forearm? 4/17/17 was the day I killed myself. This one says nothing gory means no story. And it circles around where I slit my wrist. Yeah. So back in 2017, I was in so much pain that I tried to kill myself. Well, I didn't try, I succeeded. I needed 3 blood transfusion and I was in ICU for a week. I see some new goodies on the wall. Nah, they're just rearranged, dude. The only thing that's really new, I mean, I guess they're new, is the Sig Pro and the Beretta. I traded my buddy Alex for a gun I never shoot. Have you tried natural herbs? Yeah, no. I still have the rainbow Glock tattoo. Yes, I do. I never look at it, though. I don't think you can smoke and own firearms. Yeah. I've tried Kratom. Does nothing. Thank you. So I've been dealing with my pain, my injuries, my damage since I was 17 years old. My medical file is almost 2,000 pages long just since I turned 18. So please understand, almost everything everybody's ever recommended I've tried. I tried Kratom because a lady told me about it. Doesn't do shit. One King, that's actually wrong, buddy. The only place you can have a medical marijuana license card and not be denied for a firearm is if you live in a state that does not release that medical information. The state of Virginia releases that medical information. So if you have a medical marijuana card, it appears in the state background check database and you are automatically denied because marijuana, while legal on state levels, is illegal on a federal level. So unless you live in one of the states that does not release the medical information, you cannot have a medical marijuana license and a gun. Getting your CCW took too long. Took me, I think, 2 weeks after I applied for it. Your medical is a whole ass book. Yeah, and it took me killing myself to get anybody to believe me. What kind of revolver is that above the play button? That is a Ruger GP100. Try Michael. I've done psilocybin. Brother, I appreciate what you're trying to do. Just stop, though. Literally. I'm not fucking kidding when I said I've tried everything. The only things I haven't tried are PCP and LSD. I will not take anything that is fat soluble and will show in a drug test for the rest of my life. I appreciate what you're trying to do. You are not coming up with anything original that I haven't tried. Last gun that I shot was my Gerson Match X. Doesn't like what I says, becomes a child. Well, playing with my wife's boobs always makes me feel better. All right, next time I'm down there, I'll play with your wife's boobs and see if it makes me feel better. Crack cocaine mixed with heroin and some E. The problem is I'm non-reactive to heroin or any of the ingredients in ecstasy. Probably cocaine would just turn me into a hyperactive asshole. And I'm already a hyperactive asshole. Gage, what's up, dude? Do I have a 1911? Nope. Lamau, that was a good one. Yeah, he set that one up right from the get-go. He typed that one out. Mrs. Stone, I have permission. And I've met his wife. Weed does nothing to me, brother. Yeah, I've got one of those 2011 things. I love me some wheel guns. Yeah, everybody was asking me forever, so I put the GP100 up. Every now and then I'm willing to relent. Can I spin you a little yarn? As long as it's not too messed up. Being on ketamine would extremely disable me for the rest of my life. Also, while it does work, you might as well just anesthetize me. Schmack, we've already discussed this. The shit dabs are made out of won't do shit to me. I am non-reactive to fentanyl. I am non-reactive to morphine. I am non-reactive to oxycodone, Percocets. I am non-reactive. And all of those drugs you guys keep naming share a lot of the same common ingredients. I'm non-reactive. Does not work. I used to wear fentanyl patches like a fucking shoulder pad for my nerve damage. And nothing. My brother had back surgery. They gave him morphine for the pain. We found out he's allergic to it in some way, and he flatlined. Oh yeah, when I had to get steroid injections because they were when it first collapsed, I broke out so bad from the steroids that they thought I needed to go to the hospital, and I was like, no. You're basically the perfect astronaut. I'll go. I'm not a tank. I'm just fucking unlucky, dude. I wish shit worked on me. I can get all of those drugs in a heartbeat. I've got people, but I can't fucking take them. Means you have tolerance because you did it so much. No, that's the funny thing. I don't do any of those. So even like when I had my amputations, the last major amputation, they gave me 90 Percocet. When I went back for a drug follow-up, because, you know, they're not supposed to give you, oxy. They're not supposed to give you a large dose without checking on you. They called me back in, and I still had all 90. And so they just stopped. I don't take pain meds. I shoot at an outdoor gun range, so kind of a combination, Sleepy. Have I tried beer? Yes, but I don't like the taste of beer. Nitrous oxide. Again, that's bordering on not good. What do I do with it when I'm older? I'm supposed to. So German P-38s. There's collectors of guns that have the dirty chickens on them. Nazi stuff, you can either donate it, you can sell it to a collector, or you can just keep it. Owning memorabilia doesn't make you a Nazi. Worshipping it does. So owning it is nothing. Let me know about the Ruger's not for sale, Mouse. Sorry. How long you been shooting guns for? 8 years. I know someone like you, he can eat 500 milligrams of edibles and nothing. Yeah, it's fucked up, dude. So the last time I had morphine, I had a PICC line, and we were basically mainlining it right into my heart. And the last time I had droperidol, I think the average dose is what, like 5 milligrams? Or, yeah, something like 5 to 15 or something. I think it's like 15 or something. No, 2.5 milligram. So the last time I had it after I killed myself, I think I was on like a 10 milligram drip for the day. I have to wear fentanyl patches sometimes because I have severe arthritis in my feet. After standing on concrete my whole life, also some minor nerve damage down there. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. You understand the feeling you're supposed to get. My problem is I was wearing fentanyl patches and I was getting no relief. Dave, happy Thanksgiving. Not a Nazi, but someone who was. Skateboarder, it hurt when Independent got rid of the Iron Cross. What? Can I be trusted with those firearms? Yes, I am much less trustworthy with a knife, as I have accidentally stabbed myself multiple times every year for the last 10 years. Thank goodness I'm not the only one who doesn't like the taste of beer. Only time I like beer is streaming pastrami on a Guinness. If you like a hot pastrami sandwich, I definitely recommend. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. I'll drink any alcohol after I'm drunk. Dude, my foot has doubled in size since I started the live because of the way I'm sitting. But yeah, once I'm drunk, I will drink literally starting fluid if it has any alcohol in it. Do you think you'll be streaming tomorrow? I don't know. Would any of you watch a Thanksgiving live stream? Small relief, not near as much, but I get some of the effects. I mean, I'm hear it, dude. Get a life. I'll take yours. Thank you. Sad, some of us got hurt and are hated. We're trying to stay alive, and we are kind. Yep. Everyone make sure to double tap. Yeah, I have no family to go to for Thanksgiving, so I would most certainly watch. Yeah, I mean, I can do it. I just wasn't sure if anybody really wanted to log on Thanksgiving and do it. So, yeah, if you guys will log on, I'll definitely do it. Also, Epic's fucking servers are down, so I'm pissy about that. I would join. My family starts early. My people are coming over at 1 p.m., so I should be free to watch by 8. All right. Happy birthday. Spencer, thank you. You could do the titty stream. If it got Rocky the money I need, I would do it. My husband's favorite gun. Oh, my husband loves a big old double barrel. Fuck you. I'm the jetpack. I'm the husband. He's my little bitch. Do suppressors reduce recoil? The way they trap gases increases velocity, but yeah, they probably mitigate a little bit of it, but not much. I meant Thanksgiving. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So when people try to compare injuries when they're not injured, that pisses me off a lot. I know a lot of people that stub their toe and they bitch about it for a month. Me, I've had open wounds for 15 years and I don't fucking complain. Thank you, Cody. Wish you could come over for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I wish I could do a fucking 4.5 hour drive. I bet you're the bottom, Lamau. Dude, I just said I'm the jetpack. If I'm a bottom, I'm a power bottom. You do what the fuck I tell you to, bro. Might get Rocky the money, but I don't know. I might put the stream in purgatory. Might. You ever shot an HK-23? Love that thing as a kid from games and movie. Yes, the Mark 23, I have shot one. Honestly, I prefer the USP Expert in 45. It's less big. You have a ray gun? No, but I own a gun that was made by a guy named Ray. Disability or pain I wouldn't wish on anyone. I have many bad days. I understand that completely, Joshua, and I'm sorry. I'm pulling up with the stick. Be ready. Is that sexual? Wish you'd come over too. Thank you. Todd, you're asking me if they cut holes in a suppressor, a device that's made to suppress sound. Think about that. So, this is designed to trap gas to reduce the noise. Cutting holes in it would allow the gas out, thus creating more noise. Put some vodka. Unfortunately, I can't. If I get drunk, nobody is happy. You okay, buddy? Rocky does not look happy. I'm a bitch when it comes to tooth pain. Oh, yeah, me too. When I was younger, I paid $1,400 just to be anesthetized. I'm in need of one of those. I became a kinder man. It's all good. Yep. Cannot give you one for free, brother. Have you tried the Hudson H9? It's like an alien mixed with the 1911. Not really. A Hudson H9 is a typical hammer-fired barrel-over recoil system. The alien is actually an upside-down barrel system. An alien is more like a Chiappa Rhino than it is a 1911. Also, it uses a CZ design frame, so. But yes, I have shot one. First handgun buyer here, snagging a good deal on a Buckmark. Very excited to plink with it. They are fun. Use good ammo. That's what I would suggest for a 22. I drink and pay later. I used to do that, but I'm 46, man. When I do that, it takes me longer to pay the bill. Building a 1911 comp report, which is better? Personal choice, man. They both reduce recoil. And if it's not a bushing mounted compensator, then they almost mitigate as much. I can guarantee you either one is going to outshoot you. At that point, it would be a long comp, right? Yeah, basically, if you cut holes into a suppressor, you're turning it into a giant match weight with compensation. I'm a sucker for South America Beretta clothes. The South African. Oh, yeah, dude. Some of those are pretty cool. I wish I could get my hands on them. They're expensive. Am I a bad drunk? No, I'm a fucking awesome drunk. The problem is I drink so much so fast that I usually have a hangover for days. I get alcohol poisoning a lot. You believe that Jesus Christ is Lord and you accept him into your heart, my brother. We don't discuss religion on this channel, but I do believe in God. Hey, Llama, what's up? My favorite gun is a 308 Winchester. Which model? Do you have any BB airsoft guns? Yes. Nice stainless Beretta. Thank you. It's actually the Ghost. My buddy traded it to me finally. 6 years older than me. I pray I get in 6 years, if normalcy. I hope that you get there too, brother. Any FN 545s? No, I don't own anything in a 5 series from FN. Their plastics are scary. I would trust a 3D printed gun about as much as I trust an FN 545. How long have you been collecting? About 8 years. Imagine explaining that to the manufacturers. I just put a hole in my suppressors. Can you fix it? Well, so this suppressor went back to Silencer Co. before I actually officially owned it. We took it out to the range and we shot 5.56 through it, which is too high of a pressure, and it bulged it. So we took out the screws, we squeezed it back together, it worked. And then we took it out again and we put it on a rifle with a Nielsen device in it. So the gun and the suppressor oscillated against each other. So it literally bent the suppressor body. The suppressor body kind of bananaed, and then it got baffle strikes because once it bananaed, the last shot that went through, because it wasn't barrel whipping, went through and struck the last 3 baffles. So this has been rebuilt by Silencer Co. And I had to send them an email explaining to them what happened. And I tried to be sneaky. When they asked what gun it was on, I figured maybe they wouldn't know what it was. So I just put Smith & Wesson FPC, the folding pistol caliber gun. But they figured it out. They're like, oh, well, you must have had the Nielsen device in it. We went ahead and rebuilt it, but tried to make sure to run the rigid mount suppressor adapter. So I had to buy another adapter for it. Glocks are mediocre at best, and I wouldn't be caught dead with one. I'd probably be caught dead with one because I shoot them so rarely that I'd probably get Glock shot again. Just stole my staccato I used for duty. What's your thought on the Bull Armory 2011s? Highly recommended. That's the Inox. So yes, it is the Inox, but because it has all stainless hardware and a stainless mag, it's called the Inox Ghost. So all the controls are in stainless as well. The only things that are not stainless on it are the sights. So the trigger, the safety, the takedown, literally the mag release and the magazine are all in stainless. You have Smith & Wesson Easy, should it take 30 Super? So the Easy is chambered in several different caliber, man. Now my dumbass is sitting how well a comp suppressor combo would work with the chambers and all. I was thinking about doing that, actually. I was going to have my buddy Jacob, because I have the XF Pro, which has a lightning cut slide, and I have a ported barrel for it. I was going to get one of the threaded barrels from Palmetto State for like $40, have him cut ports into it so it would match the slide, and then I was going to run the suppressor on it to see what it did. Do you have Walthers? Yes. He's in my closet. If you put that one on a 22, would it suppress it? It would definitely help, but because of the size of the opening, it would allow a little bit more gas out. Favorite brand, Nighthawk. You believe plasma weapons will replace lethal traditional weapons within 25 years? No. Plasma rifles will probably be a very long time away, because the only way to get plasma that hot would cause the gun to be that hot, and you would kill yourself firing it, like a real one. Yes, there are scientists made a plasma gun that shot a plasma ring like 3 feet, but to make it strong enough to destroy something, it would be so hot that every time you fired the gun, it would melt itself. I have not played it, the Ace VR shooting simulator. I need to. 47 is just a 17 and a 19 having a baby, and no. What can I do with my Hemi now that it's junk with Hemi-Tick and junk cams? If the car that it's in is in good shape, you could sell the whole car, or you could go and spend a couple of grand and get a used engine and have it put in. Or you can rebuild the engine, but you're going to have to pull it out, because what you need to do is you need to drop the pan and see how much metal is in the pan. If there's no metal in the pan, you can probably just put a new cam lifters and new cam lifters and push rods in it and be okay. Is the Beretta double single action? Yes, sir, it is. I'm going to dip. I hope you get through your shit, man. I'm wishing the best for you and Rocky. You got people who care about you, man. Thank you. Thank you, Redneck. I appreciate that one. The hole is too big. Yep. What do you think of the railgun tech? It's kind of the same problem. If you've ever seen a real railgun firing, it's amazing how they work, but the railguns actually destroy themselves while firing, so they'll get a certain number of shots before they're completely destroyed. I think I'm just going to buy a new engine because I like my truck so much. That's what my dad is doing, even though his engine doesn't have the tick. He just bought a Jasper remanufactured engine, and he's just throwing the engine in there. They probably said the same thing you said about plasma rifles when people started talking about black powder weapons. No, not really. The jump from black powder to gunpowder was not that big of a jump. The jump from gunpowder to plasma technology, how are you going to store that much energy? Do you know how much energy it takes to convert material to plasma and how hot it has to be? What's your favorite gun? 1911s. What's your favorite caliber? Don't really. Another double F in DC. What's FF? Friendly fire? No, my bad. I meant from no guns to guns. Let me put it to you this way. Gunpowder, like in its traditional form, basically black powder, was created, what, in the 1600s? And we didn't abandon it for regular gunpowder until the 1800s. So it took 200 years to come up with something better than black powder. And we still haven't come up with anything better than standard gunpowder since like the 1800s. So, like the late 1800s, like 1890. So we're talking 100 and some years, 135, 140 years, and we still haven't gotten something better than gunpowder. It'll take at least another 100 to 150 years to get to that stage where we're using plasma rifles. Dragonfire is a British laser-directed energy weapon in development for the Royal Navy. Yep, and I bet you it's going to take enough power that it's going to have to be mounted to a nuclear-powered vessel. I have my own 1911 with my name engraved on the handle. That's awesome. Yeah, so I started a Twitch channel as well. I figured I was trying to diversify myself a little bit. I play a game called Ghost of Tabor, and I've been doing some shit over there. But also I jump around and play with different games in VR. So, old money wants to keep their money. Yeah. Do you have a drone? No, but I have a dog. If you shoot somebody with that 1911, your name engraved, it's going to be pretty incriminating. Ha! That is true. The Outpost Ventor. That's a super expensive gun, dude. If that's the one I'm thinking of, is that low recoil one? Okay, Joe, I'm getting out. I hope things turn around for you. Yeah, I'm jumping off in about 10 minutes as well. Joey, I'm talking to my guy after Thanksgiving. We're getting the hoodies and shit done, and I'm getting yours right away. But remind me, which color did you want? I have a 410 revolver that is so heavy you barely feel the recoil. Yeah, I like 410 just for that reason. You'd think that 410 is going to kick. It doesn't when it's an all-steel one. Torque screws on the Darwood D19 blew so damn tight I had to oil them for like 30 minutes and heated them. Heat is the biggest key to getting their screws off. I had to do that on mine. It's like they mixed the red and the blue Loctite. Yeah, but it's like a $7,000 handgun. So it's going to be like an uber rich guy. TFB TV did an interview with them at IWA. OD green shirt and hoodie, please. Yep, I remember the size. I just couldn't remember the color. I will get that taken care of, brother. So the OD green is going to be this color. Same basic thing, dude. So this is my shirt in OD green. So 308 or 458 SOCOM to hunt a Bigfoot. 458 SOCOM if you want to run semi-auto. You like Lincoln Navigators? Yes. I got rid of my Lincoln for my Charger, and then I got rid of my Charger for my Jeep. Badlands Munitions Company makes some very quick rounds. Nice. Is that you? Are you Badlands? Send me some shit. I'll try it out. If you're doing one that says don't throw it on me and you're putting an American flag, make sure you point to the American flag in the right direction forward towards enemy. Yes, exactly. So, yeah. The flag goes the correct way on my shirts. However, I will only put the American flag on the t-shirts because the hoodies are going to be champions. Unfortunately, it would be like $80 for the American-made hoodies because they're basically Carhartts. But I am putting the Gadsden flag on the back of the hoodie. So it's going to say, don't tread on me, and the snake. Yes, I am a believer in 5.7, especially the Hemi. Best 45 with MOS that isn't massive. Well, MOS is basically what Glock uses for their optic system, so. What model Jeep do you have? I have a Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit. I give you maybe 6 months with the Jeep. The thing about the Jeep is not in my name, so no. Unless I get somebody to pay me all the money for it, which is not going to be a problem considering what I got it for, no, it's not going anywhere. I wear my black Jimmini Show t-shirt a lot. Awesome. Also, dude, I sold a bunch of my guns, so I'm out of guns, and I have to raise $2,000 to get Rocky taken care of, so I have no plans to do anything ever again. Hopefully my taxes don't fuck me over, because if that fucks me over, I'm just fucked. What kind of radios can I use to replace my crappy one that came stock with my Ram truck? It's a 2013 1500. You can put the Uconnect system in your Ram, but you won't have full functionality on it. But there's also a tablet style from Amazon that's like $350, $400, which is what I would recommend because the 2013 has the modern style stack in it. You can put a tablet style one in there that doesn't need Uconnect. In fact, they only work without Uconnect, which is where I would probably recommend. Yes, these are Bayside. These things have gone through everything, man. I think you will be okay on taxes. Oh yeah, I'm just not going to turn them in. No, luckily starting the business caused me to take a $41,000 loss for my first year, so I have $10,000 in mark-offs right now, or deductions already, not counting my gas, or not my gas, but mileage on my cars for business, as well as acquisitions, dispositions, things like that, interest that I paid on loans. So just in general, I should be fine. I'm not going to owe anything probably, but I'm not going to get any money back. 5.7 versus 9mm capacity versus stopping power with someone who shoots both the same. Stopping power is not the most important factor when it comes to those rounds. The most important factor is penetration. So 5.7 has a much higher chance of over penetrating a non-armored target than 9mm does, even if both are shooting hollow points or soft points for the 5.7. So that is a thing to consider. In terms of stopping power, again, location, location, location. 9mm is great at taking somebody down, but so can 5.7 if you put it in the right spot. eBay sales don't need to be reported. Not occasional. Oh, sorry, I didn't read the first part of it. Yes, if you're under, I think, $2,500 or something like that. Luckily this year for my eBay, I didn't go over that, but last year I had to report it because I did like 17 grand. And it's all under my business anyway. New here, have you ever tried kitchen sink shotgun rounds? I have not. What are they made of? Yeah, like my dad in his 06 Ram Night Runner, by the way, Chris, he went with just like an Amazon special touchscreen, man. Heading out, keep believing in God, like you said later. You too, Trent. 8-shot double-op buck and a 50 cal musket ball. Holy shice. That's crazy, Cody. That's absolutely crazy. No, I have not tried that. They might as well put some Dragon's Breath magnesium in there while they're at it. I'll show you guys the wall before we go. It's very bare. Please understand, I had to move off a lot of my guns to help pay for bills. Inside the computer is the T-Sauce Night Stalker. On top of the computer, we got the Gerson Influencer X, followed by the Gerson Match X. My Para Ordnance Black Ops is in the other room because it's my carry gun. That's a SIG Pro, precursor to the 2022, basically. Beretta 92 Inox Ghost. Chris Sphinx SDP Compact Alpha. Ruger RXM with the Sharps Brothers frame and a Jimmini trigger and a Olight Streamlight size light and an EPS carry from Holosun, or EPS full size. Thank you to all the sponsors on that gun. My custom AR-15 with all the upgraded parts in it. Yeah, the Inox is. But like I said, you see how all the controls are stainless, drunk? That's what makes it a ghost. Ruger GP100, chambered in 357. Springfield Echelon Sharps Brothers, thank you again. Fusion Firearms XP Pro, thank you to Fusion for sending that out. Mechanic TTI Combat, screw you, Taryn, for putting your name on one of my favorite guns. Daria DY9, Rock Island 5.0, and my custom 320. So that's all that's up there today. I think I'm also going to harvest my old engine for all the new parts that I put into there, such as a serpentine belt and whatnot, alternator and piston rings. Yeah, I mean, if all the parts are still good other than the valve train, then go for it. Hey, Rocky. Wait, you want to watch me wake up Rocky in a heartbeat? Watch. Ready? You see him? Come here, buddy. I'll give it to you. Come here. Come here, pal. You want it? Come here. Come here, buddy. You can have it, but hold on. I need to show everybody what you're dealing with, okay? So, come here. Let me see your face. So, this is what Rocky has. This growth could be cancerous, and it's been getting bigger. So, he's going in to have that removed. And then, an asshole dog at the park. No, I'm just kidding. Daisy, if you're watching this, your owner is a good person, and I'm sorry that Rocky pissed you off, but he got bit at the park, so he's been licking that. So, I got to make sure that doesn't get infected. And there you go. And then my foot's all screwed up. So, feeling better, guys. Hope you feel better. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Dog food, man. That's what does it. North Carolina Tyrant Hunter, what's up, dude? Poor Rocky. Yeah, he's going through it right now. You can see his ears aren't at full mast, but at least he likes his little snacks. And he still has his appetite, which makes me feel a little bit better, but still, dude, just As soon as the lady on the phone told me it was $1,500 just for the anesthesia, and then it was going to be $250 just to look at him, and then all the other costs, like whatever meds they have to give him afterwards, I'm like, are you kidding me? I literally had a breakdown right there. I had to hang up on the lady. I was talking to my buddy, and I literally started crying. And I'm trying not to do it again. So I'm gonna end it, dude. Thank you so much to everybody that donated. I can't tell you how much that shit meant to me. Everybody that sends gifts and stuff, and everybody that just sends their well wishes, and the 113 likes. You guys have helped me, and I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Cody, Tyrant, everybody, make sure you have a good night. All right, guys. Thank Mouse. We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you, Stone. I will go live tomorrow for a couple hours because I also didn't go live yesterday. You ready to go to bed, buddy? So, all right, guys, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to hit the button. Thanks, guys.